Traditional medicine has deep roots in South African society and has been developed over thousands of years. It is practiced throughout the country, from the rolling hills of rural landscapes to bustling urban centers.
Because we are in Africa, before Western medicine came through, we still had our ailments. I don't like this concept of thinking that medicine started when Western medicine came through. The first stop will be the traditional healer.
And this custom continues today. South Africa has a population of over 50 million people. Officials estimate that upwards of 70% of the country, across all colors and creeds, consults traditional healers who are known locally as sangomas.
There seem to be more healers than medical doctors. People will often consult an alternative healer as well as a medical doctor. So, like religion, these are parallel systems. The philosophical foundation is that all people are connected to each other through spirit, but also materially, that this is inescapable, and it's what we call the condition for the possibility of healing, that the healer can connect directly to another person.
Today, amidst the hustle and bustle of Johannesburg, a new kind of healer has emerged: the urban sangoma. Coming from a long line of healers, Dr. Anthony Maifadi now bridges the gap between a medical and traditional doctor.
People come to see me as a doctor. People come to see me as a traditional healer. It's one and the same thing. Traditional healing is another aspect of medicine based on African science of healing. You've got the Western side, you've got the African side, but ultimately they're all addressing one thing. You're trying to achieve healing. The teaching principles are the same. You approach a patient holistically.
For Anthony, the fundamental difference between Western medicine and traditional healing is that patient information comes to sangomas through the ancestors.
When you're a doctor, the first thing that you do is that you must get a history from the patient, okay? Then from the history, you will move to your examination. So in a traditional sense, it's also the same thing. The person will come to you with a history and all that. But the nice thing about it is that most of the time is that by the time the person comes through to you, some of the history is given to you by the ancestors.
The ancestors are the spirits of relatives who have passed on. These spirits were also once healers and communicate with living sangomas to heal.
Our belief system that ancestors have to be someone in your family that looks after you.
These are my bones.
Everybody has ancestors, but it all forms of part of who I am. What I mean by that is that where does Anthony begin? Where does the ancestor begin? They are there to guide us. They are there to protect us. They are there to communicate with us. So nothing that they can do is done by them. They have to get the mandate from God.
Traditional healing should not be confused with religion, because many traditional healers are religious. Traditional healing is a philosophy. We don't confuse philosophy with religion, although it has its similar roots. But because they are different, they can work side by side. They can work in parallel. People might be healed by prayer, but they can also be healed by a healer, and they might be doing the same thing. The power is real. I don't think there's any question of that. Some people feel it more strongly than others, and that's often what we mean by having a calling.
And the process by which a Sangoma is called to become a healer is both sacred and secret.
There are things I can speak of, and there are things I cannot, because I'm governed by a very strict code of ethics of the spirit world. Ancestral work and the gift and the calling is not something that's random that happens as you grow up.
Amen, amen, amen.
You are known at birth that you are a healer.